Today is June 2nd. Putin is working in the Kremlin. As you know, on June 6th, Pushkin will have his birthday. It is the day of the Russian language. In connection with this, today the President will hold a meeting of the Council of the President on the implementation of state policy in support of the Russian language and the languages of the peoples of Russia. It is a very important event. It will be very substantive. Of course, everything will be in the open. After the opening speech, the head of state, Elena Alexandrovna Yampolskaya, will speak. She is the counsel of the President. She will talk about the implementation of the President's instructions and the main areas of the Council's activities in support of the Russian language and the languages of the peoples of the Russian Federation. Vladimir Polonsky will also speak. He is the director of the Institute of World Literature, named after Gorky, of the Russian Academy of Sciences. He will talk about the implementation of the book series The Library of Literary Masterpieces of the People of Russia. Marina Nikolaevna Priemisheva will also speak. She is the Deputy Director of the Institute of Linguistic Research of the Russian Academy of Sciences. She will talk about the support of the Russian Sign Language. Yevgenia Anatolievna Bogatyryova will speak. She is the director of the Pushkin Museum. She is also the deputy chairman of the council. She will talk about the revival of the Russian Pushkin Society. Of course, there will be a live exchange of opinions. There will be comments from the President. The event will be rich in content. And then, according to the President's schedule, there will be a number of meetings of a working nature, which will be non-public. As for Putin's schedule, what questions do you have? Maria Novosti, may I? Go ahead, please. Thank you. The President said yesterday that the Kyiv top decided to give a new quality to the conflict, deliberately committing crimes in Starobelsk and Kenichesk. Dmitry Sergeyevich, can you please explain what is meant by a new quality of the conflict? Kyiv intends to aggravate the situation and focus on strikes on civilian objects. In this case, is Russia's readiness for negotiations preserved? The thing is that Starobelsk is a college that has never been a military facility, and it has never been a non-military facility. There have always been young people, children, who studied in this college, mostly girls. And the Kyiv regime knew this very well, and they destroyed the college, knowing this absolutely on purpose. The composition of the drones, the technical specifications, the communication equipment used, all of this was already established and discussed in public. Accordingly, if the Kyiv regime deliberately goes for such inhuman acts, which are beyond the limits of humanity, terrorist acts against civilians, against children, this is a completely different paradigm. You can see that Kyiv regime's military infrastructure is being systematically attacked. In Kyiv, in other cities. And this practice will continue, as it was said in a recent statement of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Russia. As for the negotiation process, we have always said that, no matter what, our priority is to achieve our goals in a peaceful manner. Therefore, yes, we will achieve our goals, and we are ready to achieve them in a peaceful manner, through peaceful negotiations. If not, if the other side continues to delay the process, to refuse real peaceful negotiations and serious decisions that will open the way for peaceful settlement, the special military operation will continue. Anything else? Thank you very much. Can I continue? Yes, please. Yesterday, the head of Zelensky's office, Can you speak louder? Is it better? Yes, it is. Yesterday, the head of Zelensky's office said that he gave instructions to end the war as soon as possible, preferably by winter, and that the achievement of the agreement with Russia is realistic. How do you evaluate such assessments? Excuse me, how do you assess when negotiations can resume according to your forecasts? Do you expect any contacts from the United States in the near future on this topic? Thank you. President Putin said not further than in Astana that the process is indeed on pause now, but this does not mean that there are no contacts with the Americans. Contacts on the existing channels continue on a permanent basis. We, I repeat, will maintain our openness to peaceful negotiations. As for Zelensky and the completion of the war by the end of the year, the war may be completed by the end of the day. We have repeatedly talked about this. The President spoke about this, speaking in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs before the leadership. To do this, Zelensky must give an order to his armed forces to leave the territory of the Russian regions.